place where you can go, where there's no one to tell you yes or no. If you just look into your heart, you will find that that's the place to start. If you take a step and take another again, you'll find a better place to land. I know that it can be there someday. You've been waiting for. I know this life can be that one life you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Oh, 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 oh. Today could be the day. Oh, 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 oh. Today could be the day.
I'm Jerry Ingram. I'm the owner of Volunteer Home Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage broker company located in Maryville, Tennessee. I love meeting people and just being here for them. We provide all types of mortgages. You just give me a call at 865-238-7500 and online at volunteerhomemortgage.com.
All right, here we go. Happy Sunday, everybody. A major winter storm is on the way tonight and through the day tomorrow for the mountains of East Tennessee, not necessarily for the valley, but we're going to break everything down. So it would be my advice to grab a cup of coffee this morning, kick back, and give me some extra time. If you've not seen this, I've got a very detailed forecast to pass along to you here this morning, and I don't want to waste a bunch of your time. I know a lot of you are going to be heading off to church this morning. It's already windy out there. And it's, well, warm for now, but temperatures tomorrow morning are going to be tanking about 30 degrees colder or more, 40 degrees colder or more from what we currently are here this morning. All right, do I have your attention? Let's take you outside, show you a live look at Anakeesta. You can see the wind is already blowing, and those hillsides and mountainsides in the national park are going to be nice and snow-covered overnight tonight. That's going to be a totally different view tomorrow morning, and even tomorrow night into Tuesday morning. That's going to be a totally different view. It's going to be a snowy scene around East Tennessee. Yesterday, we did make it to 68 degrees, and I want to throw this out there. We've had warm temperatures. The ground is warm. This is our very first snowstorm of the season, and so because it's been warm and the grounds are warm, and we're not talking about major travel concerns in the lower elevations. Obviously, 441 over the Smokies will be shut down due to a winter storm warning and a winter weather advisory in place there. All right, so we've got a cold front that's swinging its way through this morning. That's what's going to drop our temperatures today. So our temperatures today will be significantly colder, about 10 to 15 degrees colder than what we were yesterday at this time. And by the way, I'll try to field as many questions as I can in the chat. So if you have questions, now don't be like, hey, my house, what's it going to do at my house? I can't do that. I'll give you the general idea of what I'm thinking because I have changed those snowfall totals. But if you have questions or concerns, please throw it in the chat. This is what this platform is all about. All right, so the cold front's to our east right now, but here comes our energy. The energy is going to start to slide its way on in overnight tonight, and then again, another ball of energy tomorrow afternoon. That's what's going to kick off more snow tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening before the whole thing winds down, and we have a nice little warming trend throughout the week. All right, so here's the latest information from the National Weather Service. They've issued a winter storm warning and winter weather advisories for the mountains of East Tennessee, North Carolina, and also southeastern Kentucky. These go into effect tonight at 7 p.m. and run all the way through Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. So it doesn't start until tonight. We've been talking about that for the last couple of days. We're really not going to see the snow really developing across the mountains of East Tennessee until after about, say 6, 7, 8 o'clock here tonight. So let me walk you through the future cast. We're going to have a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day today. It's going to be breezy. By 7 o'clock tonight, here comes this energy. It's going to start to slide its way on in. So dry throughout the day today. While it is going to be on the chillier side and it is going to be windy, it's still going to be a good day to get outside and get some stuff done. Maybe go to the grocery store, get the stuff that you need for this week. Now, again, don't be going and buying bread, milk, and eggs. We don't need all that, okay? Okay, we're not talking about that kind of a snowstorm here in the valley. No travel concerns. Likely not to be any sort of cancellations for schools. I think the only caveat would be the Northern Plateau, Tennessee, Kentucky border. And let me explain. So 7 o'clock here tonight, I had a good day to make some chili for the week because tomorrow and Tuesday are going to be cold. Excuse me. So the snow machine is going to be cranking overnight tonight. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds early in the morning. The wind's going to be with us. So the wind's not going anywhere. That's going to be with us for the next couple of days. Here comes that next ball of energy I showed you on the big picture from the very beginning. It starts to arrive after about noon on Monday. So from noon to 3, some snow showers are going to be developing around the area. We've got some low-level instability, we've got some moisture, and we've got cold air in place. So do we see snow tomorrow afternoon in the valley? Yeah, I think we do. But do we see any travel concerns? Absolutely, positively not. And then that machine's going to continue to crank all the way through from 3 to 7. And from 7 through the overnight hours, it's going to be a thing of the past. But whatever we have on the ground as we head off to bed on Monday morning is going to be with us Tuesday because it's going to be so darn right cold. All right, so what I want to do is paint a picture here for you, okay? So what we're looking at is precipitation forecast, not rainfall, not snowfall, just the amount of precipitation. The reason I want to highlight this to you or for you is the fact that you can see the darker shades of green across the mountains. That's where we're going to see the highest precipitation, just generally speaking. You can see that across the Cumberland Mountains from Morgan County to Anderson, Campbell to Scott County, we have a little bit of a highlighted area that we're going to see some elevated precipitation, and also the northern and western facing part of the Cumberland Plateau and then upper East Tennessee. So anything west and northwest facing, and the higher you are in altitude or elevation, the better chance you have for accumulating snow. But notice the mountains, and I've also pinpointed the precipitation totals anywhere from about 7/10 to about 1 inch of precipitation. Now, if you put that into perspective of a 10-to-1 ratio, which we're probably closer to an 8-to-1, but let's just say, generally speaking, the average is about a 10-to-1 ratio when you're talking liquid precipitation to frozen precipitation, i.e. rainfall to snowfall, right? And so if you're looking at 8/10 of an inch of precipitation, that's 8 inches of snowfall. 1 inch would be 10 inches of snowfall. Okay, do you get the picture? Now let's paint the picture with the snowfall forecast, okay? So again, from now through 7 o'clock, we'll start to see that changeover across the highest peaks of the Smokies. That's when we start to get the snow to be developing. And then overnight tonight, it's going to be cranking that northwesterly flow, the orographic lift. It's going to be cranking across the mountains. And you can even see a highlighted area across the Cumberland Plateau. And again, it's going to be chilly tomorrow morning. Morning lows are going to be in the 20s. And we could have some light accumulating snow overnight tonight across the Cumberland Mountains, Tennessee, Kentucky border, and the Cumberland Plateau, and points further looking to the north and west. But again, the Smoky Mountains will get the majority of the snowfall as it's going to continue to pile up. Now, from sunrise through 3, not a ton of activity, but remember, we got that next piece of energy coming in after 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday. So watch how this fills on in. We'll take you from 3 to 7 o'clock. You can see how the snow is going to fill in from 3 to 7 o'clock Monday afternoon. So yeah, we are going to get more snow to be developing across the Cumberland Plateau. We're going to get some light snow showers and flurries here in the valley. And we're going to get the snow to continue to crank across the mountains. And then after 7 o'clock, more snow expected across the mountains, but everybody else should be quieter and dry. So look at your snowfall forecast. This is insane. So I'm going to go about a dusting to 1 inch across the Cumberland Plateau. Light snow in the valley locations. And then across the foothills and mountains, we're looking at anywhere from, say, 2 to 4, 3 to 5, and then 4 to 8 plus across the highest peaks of the Smokies. All right, so with that said, let me take you a little bit closer to the mountains for folks asking about Gatlinburg, Sevier County. Amber Wallace Ogle, I think it is. Amber Wallace Ogle on Instagram's asking about this. So this is that snowfall forecast, okay? This takes us all the way through Tuesday. Now, there are some caveats to this. This is snowfall totals. That doesn't necessarily mean this is going to be precise, measurable snow. Why? Because it's going to be a wet snow. You're going to get compaction. You're going to get melting as it hits the ground because the ground's warm. We almost hit 70 the last couple of days. So the ground's warm. It's our first one. We're not in the middle in the heart of winter yet, so we haven't had that cold ground yet. So a lot of melting, a lot of compaction taking place. So this is going to be snowfall totals, but not necessarily measurable. And this is through the entire event, at which point we'll get some melting and compaction, and then the snow will come back in, then we'll get melting and compaction. So that's kind of how it plays out. In the perfect world, if we didn't get any melting and compaction, you probably could measure a couple inches, 2 to 3 inches of snowfall across the foothills and mountains. So places like Pigeon Forge, Townsend, Cosby, Gatlinburg, anywhere from about 1 to 2 to 1 to 3 inches snowfall totals. That does include places like Tremont and Cades Cove and Top of the World. over towards Wallen. But then you come up the mountains, and that's when it starts to crank. So 4 to 8 plus. And you can see the model guidance from Mount LeConte, Newfound Gap, Klingman's Dome, Purchase Knob. We could see upwards of a foot or more of snowfall. So again, 441 over the Smokies will be closed. I haven't closed it yet that I've seen or heard, but they will be closing that for sure. And again, no major travel concerns in other locations. So here, let me explain this forecast. Okay, so let's talk road temperatures for a second because this plays a huge role. As I mentioned, hopefully you grab some coffee and you're kicking back and watching this whole thing because there's a lot to talk about. All right, so let's pick up our timeline Monday morning. Road temperatures are going to dip down into the upper 20s across the plateau. That's why with the onset of snow tonight, that's why I said we could see some minor accumulating snowfall across the Cumberland Plateau. And of course, the Smokies, where road temperatures will be in the 20s as well. But notice the valley. We're going to be hovering right around freezing, if not slightly above freezing. And we're really not talking about a lot of snowfall in the valley anyways overnight tonight. I think we have a better chance tomorrow afternoon. But with that said, road temperatures quickly warm above freezing after about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning through noon. So anything that's on the ground early tomorrow morning besides the Smokies is likely just to melt away and be a thing of the past. But that's why I said this is not necessarily going to be measurable snowfall. When I give you those snowfall totals, that's just snowfall totals. That's that's just through the entire duration of the event. So obviously, if we get some snowfall tonight across the Cumberland Plateau, it's going to melt tomorrow afternoon. Even though it's going to be cold, the ground temperatures warm up. And then as we go through the afternoon and evening hours, now here comes that next snow machine between 3 and 7 o'clock. Road temperatures come back down. So I think by about 7 o'clock at nighttime, whatever we have on the ground across the plateau, Tennessee-Kentucky border, upper East Tennessee, and of course the foothills and mountains will likely be there Tuesday morning. But the valley locations, we're going to have road temperatures above freezing. So light snow to flurries in the valley tomorrow afternoon with those instability snow showers, but it's not going to cause any problems because our road temperatures are going to be above freezing. However, our road temperatures do come down early Tuesday morning because it's going to be brutally cold. But again, we're not talking about a ton of snow tomorrow night into Tuesday morning. By about 7 o'clock, the snow machine should be pretty much winding down. All right, let's talk temperatures for a second because today begins that day of a drastic change. You saw the camera bouncing around at Anna Keystone. Watch it. It's cranking up there already. So the winds have already started. They're going to be with us all day today. We've got temperatures in the 50s this morning, 40s and 50s, but those temperatures will fall. Cold fronts to our east right now. Here comes the colder air. We stay fairly steady in the low to mid 50s all day long. And then after about 2, 3, 4 o'clock today, you are going to notice the change in the air. You're going to feel it. I mean, you probably feel it already this morning and through the day today because it's colder than what it was over the last couple of days. But you are drastically going to notice the difference if you take the dogs out for a walk after about 7 o'clock tonight. You'll need the winter coats. So go into your closets, dust off those big old puffies because you're going to need those for the next couple of days. Wind chill values. Not a wind chill value throughout the day today, but as we get past about 5 to 7 o'clock, wind chills will start to drop into the upper 30s to low 40s. Again, that's that change after dark tonight that you're really going to feel. Then tonight's and Monday morning's low temperatures are going to be in the 20s. Yikes! It's going to be cold. So 22 Jamestown, 28 Knoxville, 29 in Chattanooga, 26 Pigeon Forge. You get the picture, right? But again, remember those road temperatures. So that's why we're not talking about major travel impacts because of the road temperatures, albeit very cold tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow afternoon, we only warm into the 30s. But remember, I said the wind is going to stick around with us, and tomorrow's wind is going to be cranking 15, 20, 25 miles per hour out of the west-northwest. You factor in temperatures and only in the 30s all day long, and we're talking wind chills on Monday all day from sunrise to sunset, basically in the 20s. It is going to be brutally cold. So again, go dust off those winter coats, right? Here's your 7-day forecast. It doesn't last long. It's a quick little cold snap because by Tuesday we're at 45, Wednesday we're back to 58, and then closer to those seasonal averages as we get into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And if you've been paying attention, above and beyond the 7-day forecast, we're likely to continue a warming trend where we could see above average temperatures all the way through the middle and latter part of the month. Whew! That was a lot to talk about. Hopefully you got everything you needed to know there. Now let's field some questions before we go on to other shenanigans with East Tennessee Weather. And please like and share and subscribe to all of East Tennessee Weather platforms. If you're joining me on social media and you've not downloaded the East Tennessee Weather app, now's the time to go to your app store, search East Tennessee Weather. You look for the orange TN and the white lightning bolt. You can't miss it. Here, I could just do something like, well, we'll just show you a live camera. How about that? While I talk about this, because, that one's not going to have it. We're just going to do this well, either way, we won't worry about that right now. Just go to your app store and search East Tennessee Weather. Download the East Tennessee Weather app. Like and share, subscribe to everything you see on social media. Go subscribe to YouTube. I have painted a big picture on the full forecast with the East Tennessee Weather app. I also have a 1 minute with Witcher, a quick little synopsis. You can't get all the information in that I just talked about in 1 minute, but I give you a general idea of what to anticipate with the Witcher's 1 minute weather. So good idea to go do that. If you like the East Tennessee Weather platform, this is probably a good time to share it with your friends and family members and coworkers and say, hey, listen. And by the way, as you head off to work tomorrow, if you have a waiting room, an office building, we will likely be broadcasting some special edition of the 24-hour channel that I'll be putting out tomorrow. Well, you'll be able to see some of these live weather cameras. Well, you'll be able to see the snow falling from time to time, where you'll continue to get the snowfall forecast updated as we continue to fine tune. And just a side note, the National Weather Service this morning in their forecast discussion saying, listen, that winter weather advisory and winter storm warnings for the mountains is likely to be expanded. So I would imagine the Cumberland Plateau probably gets underneath a winter weather advisory. I don't imagine anything in the valley locations, but something to keep in mind, there are going to be some changes, some fine-tune to the forecast throughout the day today. I will have another update at noon today. We'll do another update at 6 o'clock here tonight, so make sure you tune in so we can get ready for the work week, and maybe even a live broadcast tonight, depending on the changes in the forecast. So again, like, share, subscribe. It really helps the platform out, especially since you're here. If you're here because you like it, therefore, you can share it with everybody else. I really do appreciate you all. And there's so many of you joining us this morning, so thank you so much for tuning in for the latest update to get everything you need to know. All right, definitely needed a coffee for this snow talk. No doubt about that, Shelby. Eva's going to church. Got to go buy a new pot of coffee. Time to go buy a new pot of coffee, Betty. Can we skip it to Wednesday and pretend this cold's not really going to be here? I wish so, but at least it doesn't last. It's not like it's going to last like 2 months here. I mean, we are getting into the winter season for sure, but yes, anytime the pressure changes, you feel it. A lot of folks do. The pressure is dropping, right? It's dropped during the overnight hours. It's going to slowly climb a little bit and then continue to drop as these next little disturbances swing on into the area. How will downtown Gatlinburg be during this whole snowfall event? Again, I don't think it's going to be anything major. I'll show you what it looks like as we talk and field some of these questions. Here is your snowfall forecast. Let me just expand the view a little bit to the wider view. As we'll see, again, if you joined in late, we're not expecting snowfall throughout the day today, but the snow machine cranks overnight tonight, really piling up across the mountains. No issues in the valley locations. Maybe some minor snow accumulations across the plateau by sunrise tomorrow. Brutally cold, but again, another wave moves in tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. So all the way through Tuesday morning, here's your snowfall forecast. So I'll leave that up on the screen while I try to field a few of your questions here this morning. So Lisa, I do think that we are going to see some minor accumulations in places like Gatlinburg. 1 to 3 inches cannot be ruled out. Again, do you actually get that to be a full measurement? Probably not, due to melting compaction that's going to occur during this entire event. The way the National Weather Service worded it, feels like we're getting 48 down here and 10 to 12 in the mountains. Of course, I had to see what you said. And again, we'll just dive in a little bit closer view of the foothills and mountains of East Tennessee. This is kind of what I'm going with. Townsend, Gatlin, Cades Cove, places like that, maybe 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Pigeon Forge to Gatlinburg, 1 to 3 possible. Cosby, 1 to 3. But of course, as you get in the national park, as you come up into the foothills, it quickly changes. But of course, nobody's living up there. But hikers and backpackers and campers up in the national park, hopefully they're well aware of what's going on. Crystal says East Tennessee weather is crazy. It is a little bit on the crazy side. So we don't have any major questions, which is good news to pass along. Ooh, there we go, Carcane. Ready for some snow with coffee and pumpkin cinnamon roll in hand. It sounds so good. What's up, William? How are you, buddy? Let's see. Heading to Gatlinburg to spend the night and enjoy the snow. Aw, that's going to be awesome. Again, watch what you like and share and subscribe to on social media. I really can't stress that enough. There are just so many people on social media just blasting in erroneous information or too soon. They're blasting too much information too soon. Let's slowly work our way into this forecast, which I've done over the last couple of days. All right. Let's get to work with those national holidays, shall we? We got to move the show along. It is 8:18. I know a lot of you are going to be heading off to church or maybe outdoor plans or heading to the grocery store. I'm going to be hitting the grocery store today, not for bread, milk, and eggs, although we do need some eggs. And we need some bread. But I think we'll probably make some sort of soup today. That sounds pretty good. Or maybe a fried chicken sandwich. Since it's National Fried Chicken Sandwich Day, probably a good time to say, hey, what is your favorite place to get a fried chicken sandwich? There's two of my favorite places. I would say Bridge Brewing Company. You can get the Chicken Abridge, which is a fried chicken sandwich like their burger, but it's fried chicken sandwich. It's so good. There's also a place, I'm blanking on the name right now. Oh, shoot. It's over in West Knoxville in the Farragut area. Anyways, there's a couple great places. Yeah, I mean, listen, Chick-fil-A's got a good spicy chicken sandwich. That's great. Well, it's a good day to go indulge in that fried chicken sandwich today. We're also celebrating birthdays and events, of course. Anybody has a birthday or any events coming up, please let us know in the chat. I will try to pass that along to everybody. All right, so it's National Louisiana Day. And Laura, I don't know. I've been not paying attention to how many foggy mornings. Anybody from Louisiana? I've never been to Louisiana. Never been to New Orleans. I'd like to go sometime. It's Microtia Awareness Day. I have no idea what that is. Anybody know what microtia is? I'm not if I'm even saying it right. Microtia Awareness Day dedicates November 9th to spreading hope and knowledge concerning a congenital disability which derives its name from the Latin terms for little ears. Mark the calendar and think of the number 9 as it shapes the number. It's the shape of the ear. 1 in 9,000, approximately 1 in 9,000 children are born with microtia. Microtia occurs when the ears do not fully develop during the first trimester of pregnancy. While microtia is diagnosed at birth, there is no understanding why microtia occurs. Those born with microtia face hearing loss, facial challenges, and longing for social acceptance. I can only imagine. It's also, here we go. This day's going to be for my wife and her father, my father-in-law. It's National Scrapple Day. I'll give a big shout out to that. Have you ever had Scrapple? Let's not think about what Scrapple really is, but have you ever had it? Scrapple, I actually think, is actually pretty darn good, if you ask me. All right, those are your national holidays. Let's see what's going on in weather history. Of course, we are kind of making history tonight and tomorrow with an early season snowstorm across the Smoky Mountains. In 1996, the Veterans Day storm, which, by the way, Veterans Day is on Tuesday. Did you know that? Veterans Day storm on November 9th through the 14th, 1996. May be the most severe early season lake effect snow in the Great Lakes in the past 50 years. At the height of the storm, 160,000 customers were without power. When snowfall totals were reaching 70 inches of snowfall. Well, we're not going to get that in the Smokies, but we're going to get a lot. In 1989, high winds prevailed along the eastern slopes of the Rockies from the afternoon to the 8th into the early morning hours of the 9th. 50 to 80 mile per hour winds. A Chinook wind. Places like Colorado, 97 mile per hour winds at Fritz Peak near Rollinsville. In 1988, thunderstorms developing ahead of a cold front produced severe weather in eastern Oklahoma and central Indiana. Hail more than 2 inches in diameter were reported around Tulsa. In 1987, showers and gusty winds associated with a cold front helped extinguish forest fires in the Appalachian region and clear out the smoke in the eastern U.S. In 1982, 7 tornadoes touched down in Southern California. That's crazy. 3 of which began as waterspouts, which is typically cold core funnels is what those are typically. In 1926, a tornado in Charles County of southern Maryland killed 17 people. And in 1913, the freshwater fury, a rapidly deepening cyclone, caused unpredicted gales across the Great Lakes. 8 large ore carriers on Lake Erie sank, drowning 270 sailors. That is insane. All right, and in your history across the world, today's daily quote, "The graveyards are full of indispensable men." Charles Day something. All right, in 1984, a bronze statue tilted 3 servicemen by Frederick Hart was unveiled at the site of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. In 1967, the first issue of Rolling Stones was produced in San Francisco. John Lennon was on the cover. In 1953, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld a 1922 ruling that the Major League Baseball did not come within the scope of federal antitrust laws. In 1938, Nazi troops destroyed and looted 7,500 Jewish businesses, burned 267 synagogues, killed 91 Jews, and rounded up 25,000 Jewish men in the event that became known as the Night of Broken Glass. In 1911, George Claude of Paris, France, applied for a patent on neon advertising signs. That's 1911. That's crazy. In 1872, a fire destroyed nearly 1,000 buildings in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm going to take you back up to Anakeesta because that camera is just a bouncing around. Woo! Those winds are howling for sure. Morning, Sue. How are you this morning? Now that's funny, Shelby. That is funny. Hopefully the grocery stores aren't like that today because I'm going to be going. And we're not talking about a major winter storm in the Valley location, so that's good. Let's see. Maybe some school delays, thoughts, teacher here. Yeah, I think not Knoxville. I can't imagine they would. I think the only reason why they would was because we're talking wind chill values in the teens and 20s early Monday morning. That would be my only thing. That do we see some school delays because of the cold, brutal early season weather? But we're not going to see school delays because of snowfall tonight or tomorrow, Monday morning. Now, could we see some delays across the Cumberland Plateau? Maybe. Smoky Mountains foothills? Maybe. Of course, that's up to your counties. In the lower elevations, no. And I really just don't anticipate anything. I think that really anything in the Valley locations would be due to the brutal cold. And we'll see what happens. We'll see how this all plays out Monday afternoon, Monday night, as it winds down. Whatever's on the ground, again, past sundown Monday night, wherever you may live, is going to be with us early Tuesday morning, but will melt away Tuesday afternoon as the ground temperatures come right back up. Everyone's going to be sick after this cold spell, and then, well, we're back in the 70s. Probably so, huh? Let's see. Felicia says, come see us at Oak Ridge United Methodist Church. I think that's United Methodist. Maybe Oak Ridge UU Church. I don't know what that is. Today, 11 to 4 at their holiday market. Cool stuff there. Amber, hopefully I answered the question for you there. Let's see. Thanks, Shelby. She says, Katie, definitely follow this page and download the East Tennessee Weather app, right? Your birthday was Friday and your anniversary was Thursday. Well, happy birthday and happy anniversary to Betty. Love it, Betty. Ooh, definitely sounds like a gumbo day to celebrate Louisiana Day, right? Not a bad day for that. Denise, hopefully you stay warm as well. Carol says she loves Scrapple. It's a unique taste for sure, but it's pretty good. You got to fry it up just right. Kind of crazy how many of these holidays are just company marketing and propaganda. Well, you're not wrong. But here we are, right? There's nothing getting canceled unless your school or business is on top of the Smoky Mountains. LOL. That's likely the case, but you know how it is, Cody. Or maybe you don't know how it is. But a lot of times we pull the trigger a little early on these first ones, But I think, it's going to be brutally cold. So, if your kids, it's something to keep in mind Monday morning, right? It is definitely going to be brutally cold. Is Wallen getting snow? Yeah, maybe 1 to 2 inches of snowfall right around the Walland area. Oh, yeah, Switchers Pictures. Good job, Shelby. Sorry about that, my friend. I get talking about weather, and then I forget about the Witcher's Pictures sometimes. Ooh, here's a cool one. Ooh, we got a couple good ones to share this morning. All right. We got Julie Ward and her husband Williams on this platform this morning as well. It's going to be sideways, Julie. Julie, send it. Come on, take the photo sideways, Julie. Hold on, wait for it. It's loading. There it is. Her road is sideways. Did you know that? That's just gorgeous, Julie. That's awesome. Great little fall shot there. Of course, with all the wind here taking place. Here's another one from Julie. With all the wind taking place, I would imagine that a lot of the leaves will be a thing of the past come Tuesday afternoon. We're going to be like, what? We had leaves hanging out with us the other day? Yeah, we did. Till the wind came. There's a great one from Otto. showing the nice signs and the nice little views of fall. That, by the way, is from, there we go. That's from Ringgold, Georgia. Elaine Ombre taking another great shot of the moon as it continues to wane. Here's a cool one from Otto. Oh, this is really cool. That's great, Otto. What a great photo. Look at this. Fog, the silhouette of a tree with the stars in the background. Hold on, wait for it. There it is. Is that not so cool? Great photo there. Let's see. We've got a picture from Shelby. My husband caught this morning on the Pigeon Forge on his way to work. Ah, how about that? That's beautiful. Thank you, Shelby. I appreciate that. And we've got another great one from Lisa. Lisa also capturing a similar view from Seymour, I would imagine. Probably going to be sideways. Those vertical. So now you know if you're going to post it to the East Tennessee Weather Platform, maybe just shoot them sideways and not vertical. And here's another great one from Shelby. Maybe. Hold on. Computer's bogging down a little bit. Hopefully I'm not losing you, my friends. Shelby, it's bogging down. I don't know if I'll be able to get it. But here we are. Maybe. It's still loading. My computer's locking up here. Hopefully it's not locking up with you at home. All right. So let me just recap for a second. For those of you that may have joined late, we're just going to show you the gist of the forecast. It's going to be chilly and breezy throughout the day today. But again, we've got snow on the way, and that snow machine is going to crank up. So let me just take you to here for a second. This is total precipitation. So where you see the darker shades of greens, that's where we're expecting the highest precipitation. And we're not just talking about snowfall or rainfall. We're talking about snowfall. So from now through sunrise, great. But after sunset, here comes the snow machine. It's going to start to crank up. So some light snow across the plateau, Cumberland Mountains, Tennessee-Kentucky border, southeastern Kentucky. Heaviest snow is going to be across the peaks of the Smokies. Snow machine is going to continue overnight tonight. But after about 3 o'clock on Monday, another wave moves its way on in, helping to crank up more snow. So that's when I think the valley really starts to get a little bit more snow, or at least some flurries, some light snow showers developing. We'll get some instability snow showers developing across the area and could see some good solid bands of snow. Remember, wintertime, we get bands of snow to set up shop where some places it's snowing, you drive down the road and it's not even snowing at all. And we could have some sunshine. So we'll get a little bit of hit and miss sunshine with those as well. By Tuesday morning, the snow machine is going to be done. We could see anywhere from a dusting to 1 inch across the Cumberland Plateau, light snow showers to flurries in the valley, and across the mountains and foothills of East Tennessee. That's where we're going to get the majority of the snow. This is a solid mountain snowfall forecast or storm system with a strong northwesterly flow. So from Pigeon Forge to Townsend, Cosby to Cades Cove, top of the world, maybe 1 to 2, 1 to 3 inches of snowfall, upwards of a foot or more across the highest peaks of the Smokies, and brutally cold air as temperatures tonight will dip down into the 20s. Tomorrow afternoon, we're talking highs only in the 30s, but the wind is going to be blowing throughout the day tomorrow as well as it is today. But tomorrow, with highs only in the 30s, we're talking wind chill values only in the 20s. It's going to be brutally cold, so make sure you grab the winter coats and bundle up. Like, subscribe, share, go download the East Tennessee Weather app from your app store. Remember, I'm on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and YouTube, so you can put East Tennessee Weather up on the big screen. So maybe a good day tomorrow, Tuesday, to put East Tennessee Weather up on the big screen in your establishments. If you have any businesses or restaurants or waiting rooms in your area, and you should keep it up there all the time, right? And then you can watch the East Tennessee Weather on the big picture and not have to sit there and squint at your cell phone. What's he saying? Where does that look? I'll be posting a lot through the day on social media, so please like and share that as well. Watch what you share from other platforms throughout the day today. They get a lot of clicks, and it's a lot of nonsense as well. All right, my friends, I sure hope you have a great Sunday. Enjoy it. It's going to be chilly. It's going to be breezy and gusty today, as it already is across the mountains of East Tennessee. See you back here tomorrow. Wake Up with the Witcher starts off at 7:30 in the morning. We may go a little bit earlier, depending on how this all plays out overnight tonight. See you then.
Oh, it's you. There's a barbed wire man with a concrete soul and a dream just to fly free. pressure, so your colors, they start, and it's stripping you off your balance, so you